Hello everybody, welcome back to yet another video, and well, so who's been watching the news lately, or at least keeping an eye on it?
Let's get moving, people.
Well, I hope that you have. So if you have, I'm sure you've probably heard about what's happened with Hardware Unboxed and Nvidia. Because I'm not going to beat around the bush, this is kind of a big thing that's also going to affect me as well as many other people. And the whole that Hardware Unboxed has been essentially put on the blacklist by Nvidia, so they cannot get any more Founders Edition GPUs. And likely with the actual wording that was put in the email that Nvidia sent to them, they're probably not going to get launch day review samples, probably full stop anymore. Now, okay. Now it doesn't. Well, it sounds pretty bad, but it doesn't sound too bad at first glance, because obviously Nvidia can reserve the right to not give GPUs to whoever they please. They don't have to do it. But then there's the rest of the email. Now the reasoning why Nvidia decided that, oh, yeah, you're not getting GPUs anymore is essentially, you do not agree with us, or at least that's what their impression is of Hardware Unboxed. You do not go ahead and tell people about our features enough. You don't tell about DLSS enough, about ray tracing, about what we believe to be the future of gaming. Or also in their words, because they were right on their high horse, is what we, the community and gamers, believe to be the future of game. Now, if they'd just said we and left it at that, that's fine, but go ahead and trying to claim that they are the community, trying to claim that they are gamers and that they know exactly what their consumers want, when most of the time they really don't, and they're extremely tone deaf. Yeah, that really does leave a sort of bad taste in the mouth, and especially with the whole, you don't agree with us, so we're not giving you stuff. It's sort of Nvidia becoming less of a standard corporation and more acting like the mob. It'd be a real shame if we were to have this store destroyed, right? Yeah. Nvidia is essentially strong arming and well, I can't really say blackmailing, but essentially twisting the arm of Hardware Unboxed with the entire email. Trying to make them feel small, trying to ruin Hardware Unboxed. But on top of that, towards the end of the email, just to top it all off, we will be willing to review this in the future should your editorial stance change, is roughly what they said. Yeah, I'm paraphrasing it, I haven't got it pulled up in front of me to go ahead and go over. But essentially what they're saying is, sure, we'll help you, as long as you agree to them and only them. It's like, that is more than a little fricked. Because on the one hand, okay, so they've been belittling, strong-arming, trying to essentially put a reviewer in its place because they felt that they disagree with them. But the whole, you change your thoughts, we'll go ahead and supply cards to you, is particularly troubling. Not just for Hardware Unboxed, but for everybody else. It sends a very clear message. It sets a precedent. It sets a line in the sand that says, either do as we say, go ahead and show off our product in the best possible light, or else. And that or else is pretty freaking ambiguous. Now, on the one hand, a lot of people they will more than likely not really get any issues because, hey, let's face it, if you're somebody like Linus Tech Tips, Jay's 2 cents, something like that, you'll survive. You will thrive. But smaller publications and reviewers, which have been for years relying on Nvidia, and in order to stay independent, reviewers can't just simply say, oh, Nvidia is the best, or oh, Nvidia is the worst. They need to stay independent. The problem is here that Nvidia is essentially removing their ability to be independent full stop. It is mildly to majorly concerning. Just
We need to figure out
Yeah,
how
and the
to
worst bit is
unblock
if you
the
are
situation.
people who manage to get review sample GPUs, let's say you get an RX 6800, and let's say you also get an GTX 3070. Now, when you're reviewing the 3070, you know, people who are major fanboys, they will, for probably the only time ever, thanks to Nvidia now, have genuine ammunition saying, oh look, it's the Nvidia shell, or Nvidia shill even, because obviously they don't want to go ahead and lose their connection to Big Pappy Nvidia or something like that, and it's just, this is giving so much credence to just ruining the reputation of reviewers. You know, it's going to make trying to review an actual product damn near impossible with even an independent, completely 100% unbiased opinion come across as biased in one way or another, because either you're not supporting them enough, and therefore you must be, you know, an AMD shill, or you're supporting them too much, in which case you must be an Nvidia shill. It's go ahead and turn the grey area that is better known as independent, you know, unbiased, where you're not picking a side to, oh yes, you will either be on one side or the other, there is no other questions, and thanks Nvidia, fucking thanks. And yeah, you know, frick it, I'm just gonna swear because it is honestly horrific. Because, you know, just a couple of days ago, it was fine. You could be a hardware reviewer, and you didn't have to worry too much about whether you were a little bit too bad or a little bit too good. You had that little bit of leeway. But now it is, you are either one or the other, and you don't get a choice to be independent anymore. You know, people who cover a lot of Nvidia products are going to now be automatically branded as Nvidia shells, and probably no longer be trusted as a source of information. And, you know, people that do it for AMD products are going to have the same thing, but there's a thing on top of that with the whole removing people's abilities to go ahead and get, you know, launch day samples of stuff. Wow, they're being doubly screwed. And I mean doubly screwed. Let's say your hardware unbox. Well, when it comes to launch day for the next GPU, because obviously Nvidia isn't going to give them any, well, that means that they've got to either try and source it through their add-in board partners, which you think, oh, that'll be fine. Nvidia said that you can work with add-in board partners. It's not. Because Nvidia's own blacklist, when an add-in board partner, you know, starts gathering up who they want to send a review sample to, they have to go ahead and cross-reference with Nvidia to make sure that, hey, is it okay if we send card X to reviewer Y? If reviewer Y is on blacklist, then no, they will not get it, even if Nvidia says, oh, it's perfectly fine as long as the add-in board partner gives it to you. No, because you're not getting it, full stop. Okay, so that means that at the very least they've got to go ahead and hunt around for one on launch day, which, as we all know, is far from ideal, and as a result of this, it then suddenly puts any sort of financial burden onto the reviewer, which means they now have to pay out of pocket. And when you've also got scalpers and stuff, which goes on these days, that means that that money out of pocket's going to go even up, which means you're affecting them financially. On top of that, you're actually affecting the quality of their content, because whereas before they could have, let's say, a couple of weeks to go ahead and get something up, no, they need to get a video up ASAP. They need to get a card as soon as one is physically available. They need to get a video up as soon as they can possibly do it. Which means their quality can dip, because, let's say, they're not getting enough sleep because they're having to work on it, or they haven't had enough time to do all the benchmarks they need to do in order to give a good, balanced review. Or another million things that suddenly comes in with the fact that you are now time crunching these people to get this up as soon as possible, making them skip stuff they would have liked to have included. Anything like that. You're now just destroying these people, destroying their content. And it's terrifying, it's worrying, it is horrific for people like myself who are in this space, you know, who do review stuff, because all of a sudden, if we ever do get to work with a major corporation, then that is what it's going to feel like. God damn it, Nvidia, just... So yeah, there's all that business, and it's it's really not ideal. And sure, there are other things that are also going on in the background which are not really making it any better. But the whole gist of it is, this is going to have probably a bit of a butterfly effect. You know, this, what seemed like a small thing, one, it has been an absolute PR disaster for Nvidia, because obviously it got leaked instantly. Two, it has got undertones which are going to go ahead and probably for the next few years. Like, this thing wasn't unexpected. We probably all knew this was coming at some point. But at least for the next few years, there are going to be undertones in the, you know, tech space of just distrust, misinformation, all because people can no longer trust reviewers, and they will go ahead and put stuff out because people have become polarized. People are basically becoming fanatics. And it's all down to Nvidia and the fact that they decided, oh yeah, let's go ahead and do this smart idea of, let's go ahead and strong arm, act like we're some sort of mafia don. And it is going to instill a bit of a culture of fear amongst reviewers. It is going to instill a culture of distrust by the viewers of the reviewers and customers. It is going to fuel this just growing fanaticism that is going on with the fanboys of one corporation or another, which is honestly stupid in the first place. Oh, God damn it. This is not a good day. And all I can say is, reviewers, you know, other people that work in this space, please stand together, because it's one of the only ways that we're going to still get through by the end of this. And two, please remember that siding with one corporation or another, it's not a good idea. It always leads to a bad time. Ah, god damn it. Just... yeah. This is not a video that I was planning on making. Like, obviously this is still sort of fire talk and all that lot, but this is not the video I planned on making. I was planning on making something far cheerier, you know. But apparently that's not going to happen anymore because, you know, Nvidia decided, ah, yeah, let's go ahead and do this. So, yeah. It's kind of fitting, really, you know. I'm not going to really spoil anything, but yeah. Cyberpunk 2077 released a couple of days ago. Yeah, it's a bit buggy. I know that a lot of people are having issues with it. I'm not, because I'm playing on PC with a fairly powerful system. Great game, enjoying it all the time, but it's kind of fitting, don't you think? Nvidia sort of does the big dystopian corporation act right as we are getting a game that has been waited for years. That is essentially an entire universe that is controlled by these big dystopian corporations that are very much do as they say or else, regardless of who you are. It seems weirdly, oddly fitting and kind of worrying.
Oh dear. You didn't go
But
through
yeah,
the portal.
so
Did you?
yeah, that's what happened in the past day. It's worrying. I'm curious what is going to come of it. I'm curious of what Nvidia is going to go ahead and say for themselves now that obviously the word is out and it is leaving a very, very bad taste in everybody's mouth, from consumers to reviewers to professionals to people that probably work at Nvidia and AMD, because AMD are going to get caught up in this as well. Whilst it may not be AMD that said anything, Nvidia setting a precedent is going to affect other companies. It is going to affect AMD. It is going to affect Intel. It is going to affect any company anywhere that makes any sort of product that is in the tech space, because it's all of a sudden going to be, oh, not is this product good, is this product bad? It's like, how do we know that this isn't somebody that's shilling for the other team? And it's just like, it's not a good situation. Like, this is gonna have long-lasting effects. This is, yeah. But you know what? I'm just gonna leave it there for now because one, this video does actually need to go up, and I'd rather not take a million takes of this. And two, because I actually just want to get back into Cyberpunk 2077 and try and pretend that this stuff's not going on, because Jesus, I'm gonna have a long few months. I know that much. But anyway, sorry for the bit of depressing, but on the upside, at least I'm gonna caught you up with your news. Yeah. Anyway, guess we'll go ahead and do the outro here. Like the video, like it, dislike it. Any thoughts or questions, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to check out my Discord, Patreon, Twitch, and Facebook page. And of course, any questions about the current situation or that lot, feel free to leave more comments. Or better yet, get in touch on Discord. Come join the server. I'd love to meet you guys. The community there is absolutely great. And of course, other things will always be going on over there. Hit that subscribe button, notification bell for more content from me. As always, it's the 117th con. Signing off. Stay safe out there, folks. And well, Terra.